Wednesday, June 3rd, 8:29 p.m. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Language Litigation and Integration, another very fun episode where we have to destroy property. And so, my rights are violated. Article 1, Section 8, Clause 8 of the United States Constitution gives you a right to your writings and discoveries. I've proven the form of logic rigorously, explicitly, and exhaustively. As we covered yesterday, I received pending copyright strikes or a warning that says, hey, you're going to get a copyright strike in 7 days. Completely fraudulent, completely illegal, completely abuse of YouTube's reporting system, and complete extortion of the overall copyright law structure in general. And so we responded to Penguin. I sent them off an email. I called them. We recorded that. I'll put that at the end of this video. But I did get an actual person responded over email, and then I sent them forward. Hey, this is something I'm going to litigate. The stuff we covered in the video yesterday. But then again, I'm just sitting over here thinking, how did this happen? Right? These videos have been public for several months. There's absolutely it's complete fair use. Again, there's the dust cover picture to identify citation. Here's the book I'm responding to. And then it is very clear as day, just me sitting down, talking analysis, talking history, talking economics specifically. But then throughout all of my book club, it is very clear my analysis in this broader context of my proofing, derivation, and research. And I did want to make one point, again, even more specifically, proofing versus research. Our research is this process of discovery. Proof is definitive conclusion. It is establishing the right answer. So from a legal perspective, proof is a higher standard than even just property rights. Kind of a nuanced thing, but this is, again, the highest level of this is definitively my property. And so when you get in this conversation of, who presents the first argument, or who presents the most comprehensive analysis, when you have proof, it's clear who's done so. And when you exhaust the structure of language, I teach a bunch of people in academia. I can turn on Sean Carroll right now and saying, everybody knows. Everybody is learning from me. It's physically impossible not to be. That's directly immediate. Again, when we're citing the different presidents, world leaders, again, throughout history, this is such a weird video to be making. But it's true. You can't, the dissemination of the physical form and the structure of logic is inevitable, and it is my personal direct realization. And so when you have the entire academic structure running around saying, we don't know how to do math, we don't know what physics is, and it's like, here's the right answer, and here's the proof, and it's speciality is special with an ITY, and it's directly, literally true. You're very literally dead to rights. And so just overall emphasizing it is my right to my writings and my discoveries. The Fifth Amendment guarantees you just compensation for private property use for public use. Again, when I can get on to CNBC, when I can get on to YouTube and see people discussing distributing my property and directly acknowledging it without saying my name 1,000 different times, it's just like, okay, can somebody give me some money? Very clearly, we've established that we're just going to do this dance around game. Nobody's an adult. Everyone somehow just thinks this is okay or whatever. But I've very literally been saying I am destitute. I am. My constitutional rights are violated profoundly. They are. I can't afford basic necessities of life. I can't. And I'm just like, okay, I've thrown my hands up. Can somebody give me some money? And it's just, nobody cares. And so rights are violated profoundly. This is clearly my work. This is clearly my property. This is as clear cut as just Brad's research as possible. That is what my YouTube channel is. And as we've said yesterday, I've just hunkered down and trying to still be productive and useful with my days, because you still wake up every day and it's like, let's do something. And so that's what's going on. And so I wanted to document, because I'm just sitting here, it's like, how did these things get copyright struck? I'm not sure what the right tense or word form is there. But point being is, they've been public for a while. You get an initial copyright kind of check. It explicitly says it's not comprehensive. I don't really expect it to be. But again, it has to be clearly, it was, again, Random House audio, some sort of There was no analytic of people actually watching this. If you actually watch the video and think this is somehow me taking it somebody else's work, you're stupider than rocks. But again, we covered that all yesterday. And so it's just, I'm getting to thinking though, because even if you have videos private, so from yesterday's video, I privated all of the videos just in the book club. Anything that had a dust cover or any sort of reading out of the book, and I'm 99.99% sure what ticked off some sort of algorithm or copyright scanning filtering device would have been just the audio, some amount of reading from the book that said this is, infringement. And so deny that, fraudulent, but then practically, okay, I'm sitting up here with 1,700 videos. Nobody watches anything. I have no other publication channel, which is like the biggest thing, right? It says, if you get 1 strike, you can't upload for a week. And if you get 3 strikes, they take down your whole channel. And it's just like I upload like 5 full-length videos a day, and I have nowhere else to put them. Like very literally, YouTube doesn't really have a competitor. Point being is it's like I need to prioritize keeping this channel open because, again, I don't have constitutional right to the point of grave bodily harm, complete destruction of all of my property, crimes that are immensely bigger than fraudulent application of copyright law, which is profound. But again, it's just every day of my life. It's just how much crime I'm the victim of is insane. And so brass tacks, what I need to preserve is this any sort of publication so I can continue to work to any extent. And so, again, responding logically, generalizing principles and completing them logically is 100% my analysis entirely. It is a very poignant aspect of all of the different things I've done on this channel. It is one of the more poignant ones, but I have gotten through most of the bulk of, you pick up a book and it's like, am I really bumping into new ideas? And the answer is no. And so just for whatever reason, again, for the direct reason to preserve the ability to publish at my current rate as being the most prevalent thing, obviously the laws don't matter in any context whatsoever. And so the movies, I'll probably just change the format going forward. I might even delete a couple of the ones that I've done for movie reviews, but those aren't like series where it's like if I have a book series where like the Andrew Ross Sorkin 1929 one, we'll go through here a little bit, but they were, it's like 25 videos. And so if it wasn't that 7-day grace period and it's just automatic strike, I mean, it's complete fraudulent, but then it's just, again, how do you resolve that? You have to try to go to court, which I try to go to court every fucking day, so I'm not really sure how you can do that. But point being is it's just the most practical thing for me is just try to keep this open at all costs. So I privated all of these videos, but we're just going to go ahead and delete them. And so I'm just documenting that here. Destruction of property under profound duress, containing, again, a truly an untold amount of monetary direct immediate value, as well as containing the timestamps, which is all preserved in the metadata that I have copied personally. It's all copied. But, again, it is my personal public record. And so we're going to go ahead. Origin by Jennifer Raff. This is being deleted. This is my current project. We're just going to delete the whole thing. Yep, look at there. 7 selected. And now how do we just delete them all? Let's just say delete. Visibility, no. We just want to go straight up for delete. Delete forever. There, we want to do that. Because, again, this is under profound duress in violation of Article 1, Section 8, Clause 8 of the United States Constitution, the Fifth Amendment, and the Declaration of Human Rights, but emphasizing, again, the content of these videos have already been disseminated, and I have not been compensated, and now I have to, again, do some other backflip to try to be able to stay afloat in the sense of being able to publish something. So we are deleting that work forever. Boop. Yep, I understand that those will be permanently deleted, completely illegal, and under duress. Delete forever. Boop. And so, deleting videos. Again, this is all in real time. I've never, again, had to destroy property because people can just, again, manipulate this stuff illegally. And so we're just going to go through, and we're going to delete all of these. But I'm going to go ahead and pause it. I don't know how long this is going to take. And so I'm just going to go through, say, just again, what titles the books are, and then document me deleting them. So we'll check back in whenever it's time for the next deletion round. So now we are going to head, again, that was the origin book. Now we're going to delete 1929, the start of this. Again, these are all videos that, again, would under no reasonable any interpretation. This is beyond fair use. This is my analysis and someone stealing my stuff in public. But we're just gonna go ahead and delete them. Again, just going through and documenting me clicking and deleting all of my work and my research. So this will be deletion of 1929, as well as we'll go ahead and delete. This is Tim Marshall, Prisoners of Geography, again, geopolitics and geography as well as history. So we'll go ahead and get those deleting now. Delete forever. 22, I understand. Yep, I have to delete my property because of, again, profound duress, fraud, and extortion, all complicit in a profound organization under the RICO statute. Delete forever. And so once again, we will pause the video and come back once these videos are done. So we are moving right along. Those 22 videos have been deleted. Again, moving through the rest of Prisoners of Geography by Tim Marshall. Getting ready for deletion. Again, all fraudulent, all illegal, all extortion. Good time to shout out to all of my teachers, all of the teachers I had throughout my life. This is the educational environment you guys have contributed to. Direct book reports with novel analysis. This is all this is, and I cannot do so. Moving on to human history on drugs, pharmacology, history, by Mr. Sam Kelly. This was a fun one. And so let's go ahead and get ready to delete this. Ooh, 8 likes. That was a big one for me. 187 views. Ooh, don't want to lose those analytics. But again, a profound amount of research. And so now we're moving on to The Beautiful Forevers, a fiction book, or historical fiction by Catherine Boo. That was a pretty good one. Again, should have had that this was based on a real story at the beginning. But regardless, this is going to be deleted. Again, under duress in direct violation of Article 1, Section 8, Clause 8 of the United States Constitution and of the Fifth Amendment. Let's go ahead and delete those forever. 21 videos. I understand that I do not have rights to anything because the Constitution and the law does not exist. Deletion of property. Shout out to Governor DeWine. Woohoo! It says we are going to, once again, pause and check back in a second. So we continue along. Next book up was Cha Pardo, the Korean, book called Korea on the Korean Peninsula history. And so this one's for Donald. This one is for Valhalla, Cash Palhalla. Just shout out to all of those people upholding the Constitution. All of the people that have swatted me. Oh, this is what happens. You're not allowed to do basic education. And so that book is going to be gone. Books I have read, that one can stay. Yeah, that one can definitely stay. And so Empire Illusion, Genghis Khan by Jack Weatherford. That was a fun one. Go through here. Again, shout out to Governor DeWine, standing up for the Constitution and all Ohioans. As I sit here without constitutional rights, having to delete my property, which is, again, a profound amount of intellectual research. Me sitting down and reading books. And you can't do so because somehow that's copyright infringement, but it's not. And we just don't have any enforcement of the law, no uniformity. Here's this Stephen Breyer, our ex-Supreme Court Justice. Again, the Supreme Court is an absolute joke, a organization that I have applied to. And I guess, again, Article 1, Section 8, Clause 8 is still not real. And that was, again, a petition for original action, considering this is a never-seen-before legal situation. But luckily for Brad gets his rights denied. People say, oh, he's smart behind closed doors. We don't care. And then I get fraudulently extorted again in an infinite different ways, endlessly differentiable, how Brad can be the victim of crime. And so, again, shout out to all of the Supreme Court justices, Sotomayor, Ketanji Brown, Clarence Thomas, Roberts. I think that's all I got off the top of my head. There are no constitutional rights. So this was a big one. This is big. This was, again, this was the physical copy that I was going to destroy as well. So I probably should get on that, actually, that I think about that. Again, it's all being documented because, again, the amount of value in these videos are tremendous. And so Google, I hope you have a good legal team, because this is going to be we're going to revisit this video. And so Papyrus, this one can stay up there, so we'll leave that up there. Because again, I read a book out loud about reading books out loud, about the importance of reading books out loud in history and violation of copyright, again, by an academic. What do you know? More people that are directly stealing from me are part of the academic system. That's the RICO statute. But we're in Spain, so we'll buenos dias over in Espanol sometime. Bon voyage over to France eventually, too. And then finally, I think this is the last one, but Jacob Michanowski's Goodbye Eastern Europe. So once again, deleting a profound amount of my research, destroying my property, and destroying, most importantly, my legal documentation of, hey, I was here, hey, I was doing something. Again, running out of people to shout out. Again, just great. Just all the hard-working people from my high school, all of the teachers I've ever had. This is the world you created. You're not allowed to be educated. You're not allowed to think, sit down, and make book reports. Literally have to destroy book reports. This will be history, right? All of history past. Oh, we burned the books. Now people will be watching in thousands of years or hundreds of thousands of years. Wow, look at Brad delete his internet files. But, that was a big one. That was 48. So, yeah, we're definitely going to go ahead and there was a couple in there we wanted to make sure we didn't delete. Papyrus can stay for sure. And books I've read can stay for sure. Besides that, time to hit the dusty trail. Delete forever. Once again, destroying property under profound duress in violation of the United States Constitution, which is less real than Santa Claus. Delete forever. Sweet. And so I think that might be it. We will scroll to the bottom here and go over one more page. And this is the Bible, which is, we still have a couple more. And so we will just, again, finishing up, but we won't do another clip. So just finishing up, that will be the complete deletion of anything with modern copyright. The Bible, again, luckily for me, again, another one of these things where it's just like, I'm the only one that even knows what the fuck that shit is. And I proved it. Again, this is the point. It's a proof. It's a proof. It's beyond research. It's beyond writings and discoveries. It's proof, which is like the highest form of writing and discovery. And so these last final three will be deleted. These will be kept up because it only has a copyright in England, and it's explicitly that you just have to pay a royalty to the crown if you're in England and reading this copy. So, phew. Again, Brad's original research in which he derives all of knowledge is safe from, again, why everybody else doesn't have to cite me is they do, but there's just no laws. And so, luckily we successfully deleted all of our hard work and property. That is what we need over here with the United States Constitution. All of the service members, that is what you've protected as our rights to our writings and discoveries directly articulated in the Constitution. Nope, I just deleted literally millions of dollars of property publicly. But luckily when you're prolific, you don't really care. Because, again, like I said, my life is ruined in such a profound way outside of these videos. But this is the crux of my work. It really is. The combination of the handwritten hard copies, which have been all damaged. Luckily for me, that's also been damaged and documented. But the combination of the handwritten thing, notes, highlighting, comments, and then the articulation of my analysis vocally with videos, that combination is the pinnacle of what my research can be. And so all of the fundamental shit I've already demonstrated as much as possible, and it's literally finite. There's so much logical structure you work through. It's about 7 years of reduction. This probably seems like a lot for you guys. It is just not. But again, we do not have laws. And this is another example of a direct practical case. Okay, if I let one copyright strike go through, then I have to show that we're doing something legally, which I want to be doing, which I've been trying to be doing, which is my whole YouTube is me trying to get the law to be a thing. And it is not. And so done purely out of trying to preserve just a publication route to say, hey, I wake up every day, I make educational content, and then I can just see a video published. Preserving that is the biggest thing for me. Again, I have backup copies. Everything that I write to my computer recorded is backed up 1 million times over. To the greater security apparatus and intelligence community, Largest crime ever. Again, just tack on Penguin Random House Publishing, as well as Andrew Ross Sorkin. He's already on here like a million times, so again, I'm sure he'll be smiling at his job tomorrow thinking actions don't have consequences. We sit here and talk about people, building businesses and destroying property every day. That's like the most profound crime ever, and Andrew just does it every day and no one cares. And so, again, this all came about from what I'm assuming is just an automated algorithm run, scan, check, something, and then just some amount of audio registering as this is copyrighted material, and it's not. This is beyond fair use. This is analysis. This is logical exhaustion of other people's writing in certain subjects in the context of I've derived everything, which I've provably derived everything. But that is why we've deleted these videos, is to preserve this documentation, which I truly think is just such a low level, because it's not like, again, nobody's gonna watch. Nobody watches. Nobody has attention spans. It's just like this such a weird interaction where it's like, if I deal with somebody and I say, hey, you can watch this video and see like the unification of science in like 5 minutes, they will still be like offended and they won't like listen. And so it's just like, even if you document a ton of crime, the law is so disparate and so unenforced that there is no chance of justice, no sense of equality, no chance at remuneration, which I've been explicitly asking for. My rights have been violated so profoundly and directly to the greater security apparatus every single day. I just want a little bit of money to eat properly, to sleep properly, and to work. And this is like the biggest disruption to headspace possible. Direct destruction of property, fraud, racketeering, conspiracy, extortion. Everybody at, again, the publishing house involved in academia, they are directly involved in this organization with like two predicate acts a second of profound fraud, racketeering, and extortion. Any major felony you can think of. But regardless, that brings us to the end of our special episode of Brad destroying property, because, well, we have to, because there are no laws, there's no enforcement, there's no decency, there's no integrity. It is just groups of people clamoring over each other with the behavioral mechanics of let's compete over everything forever, indefinitely, always. And the bonus fact that they're fat. Can't forget that. Everyone's fat fucks. And so, again, I'm the victim of crime every day, and I'm just documenting me having to destroy property. So that is what I have for you on this episode. Going forward, it will just be, again, I'll still do the movie reviews because that's just pure summary off the top of my head. Probably won't do any more book reviews whatsoever. I don't really know how I would structure that at this point. Probably will keep reading. Again, I'm assuming this Project Gutenberg, I'm not going to get some sort of surprise shit for reading Bulgarian from 1850. But again, each individual, like, these series are the biggest ones where if one gets hit, like, I don't see why all of them wouldn't get hit. And so if, like, for some flippant reason, if one of the movie reviews gets hit for, I don't see how a movie review would get hit at all, because the posters aren't anything. At least they shouldn't be. I mean, there is no, if I am sitting down in good faith in the sense I'm going to do a book report or a movie review, and I'm using 0 pages, and I am using 0 movie clips, and I'm using 0 audio that isn't me analyzing the book or the movie, it's just such a, we've lost the plot. We've lost the plot, but again, I'm sitting here without constitutional rights. I mean, this is an unlivable country in a place where people just fucking play games all day. And so that is destruction of genuinely millions upon millions of dollars of property. And yeah, I guess just the law doesn't count. And so that's where we're going to finish up here. My channel going forward will be the same exact content. Trading log, if I'm feeling like, again, that's also hindered directly by Andrew Ross Sorkin committing fraud, racketeering, conspiracy personally, and then just not having access to my own money once again. But certainly the derivation to hopefully we finish sensorality soon, but the overall derivation process doesn't stop. And so that's certainly, again, I don't know, the next video will be the next video, but this is profound duress. This is profound crime in the context of I'm already the victim of profound crime. Literally just like, hey guys, Jesus fuck, please stop doing any more crime. Like this tax situation where, again, I have no access to any court or any recourse for any violation of anything. And I cannot eat properly. I cannot sleep properly. Basic biological function. How many times can I say it publicly? Apparently thousands. And so that is what I have for now, documenting destruction of property. See you on the next one.